Hello, welcome to Pirate Readings. I'm Lady J, and if this sign is your sun, moon, or rising, this is your reading. And I really want to thank you all for your likes, shares, and subscribes. You all matter so much to me. Thank you. And if this particular reading resonates with you, I would love for you to consider subscribing to the channel. Okay, Leo, so let's talk about what is going on for the 19th through the 25th of October. Indeed, I have the 3 cards in front of me, as always, and I have a guiding card for you. All right, let's talk about it. You've got the 7 of Cups. 7 of Cups is really a good card. I love this card because it really talks about choices and options. And choices and options are wonderful, especially when you know how to sort them out and not get all confused by it. Now, if you just let yourself get stuck in the mire of too many options, then everything goes wrong. But if you look at them individually and decide which ones are going toward your dreams and goals, then presto, you can eliminate anything that doesn't. Then, of course, you look at which ones expire right away and get after that. But the other ones you just put on a shelf and wait for them to ripen, right? So it's like a hard avocado. You put it on the shelf and let it ripen, and then presto, you pounce when it's ripe. All right? So cool. We're going to go ahead and set this card aside. You have options this month, and I think that you're going to be able to take advantage of all the ones in the right order. Perfect. Nicely done. All right. So, a couple of messages from my better angels for you. My better angels are talking about how it's important for us to look at things and take a higher ground if we can, so that we show ourselves to be the better person in situations. So we don't want to, get in fights with people over silly stuff. We don't even need to confront people about stuff if it's just silly stuff that makes us crazy. It could be something as simple as the way your neighbor rakes the leaves, right? Your neighbor rakes the leaves just to the edge of his yard, and then the ones in the gutter, he just blows all the way over to your gutter to get them out of his gutter. So crazy, right? So ridiculous. But instead of going and having a little conversation with him about it and making a big deal out of it, because then he'll start blowing all his leaves over to your yard and calling it done. That's not right, of course, but that's what he'd probably do. So we don't want to make a fight out of it. We just want to go like, okay, so the reason he does that is because by the time he reaches this place, he's got nothing left in the tank, and the best choice at that point is just to blow stuff. And it's something about, you're going to have to make up a story so that he doesn't seem like a total jerk. Maybe he's autistic. Maybe, sorry. Edit that out. Edit here. Edit here. Okay. So yeah, you're going to probably come up with a new story that will help you understand the best way to handle that and why he does that. So then ultimately you'll just go over there and pick up those leaves and call it done. Maybe you'll find out that his spouse is ill or her spouse is ill, and that there's just nothing left in their tank to get them there, okay? And that will be important for you to come up with a way to feel empathy for them or compassion for them, and it really just eliminates all the anger and the frustration, all right? So it's kind of a neat trick that we can do for ourselves. It's all about what's in our head that keeps us on the even keel, okay? Cool. The other message, of course, is that whatever projects we get ourselves into in the month of October need to be small, concise, doable, and finishable. So we don't want to have a lot of tools laying around. We want to go in, get her done, and get done. Ta-da! And that will be super fun because it will feel very accomplished, and I like that for you, okay? So very good news. I like that. Excellent. Let's go ahead and look at these cards. So there's the 3 cards from the overview video. Perfect. We're going to get you a mystery card right away. What do we have here? It's right here. You've had a lot of them right on that curve. It's a little fun. All right. So we're setting these aside. Over here, that's cool. We're going to set this aside over here, that's cool. And we'll add these cards from the Tarot, the Abyss, to go a little deeper. All right, so here we have it. Dun, dun, dun. Let's see what's going on for the 19th to the 25th.
new information about things that you care about. Last week you had a nice little relationship potential. The Ace of Cups is where you finished last week. As a big solution, there was the Ace of Cups. So there might be some new information that gives you more in-depth information about the new relationship, or you're getting to know each other better. More context is being added to something you care about. It might even be a new job that you started that you really care about, and you're getting more context as to what happened beforehand. The history of things, it matters, right? How did we end up here from there? So the things that happened between here and there means that you'll see other people treating you a certain way because, like, new kid in town, they don't know what came before them, so they have no idea. And they might treat you differently. And we want to get the context so that you have some way of understanding why they're acting the way they are. Because now you're like, oh, they had a bunch of people who were quite swindly, or somebody embezzled all the money, or blah, 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 and now you're getting all that weird context that helps you go, oh, these people are super gun shy about certain things, so that's important to know. All right. This card here shows that you're going to be the boss in a situation. You're going to be asked to be in charge of a situation. Once you get the context from behind, from the back, from the past, you're actually going to be able to use that information tremendously well to help you be a better boss in the situation, because you can take all of that stuff into account while you're dealing with the individuals, and they will feel very appreciative that you're not stomping and roaring over them, that you're talking to them like a person because the last person didn't, or whatever, right? You'll be different. You'll be the better boss that they've ever seen, right? So you're going to do better by them because of the context you get. Listen up. Ask for context if you don't get it automatically. Beautiful. Love, love, love. Because with all of this that's happening, you're learning from this information the best way to be a proper boss in this situation, and your wishes are being fulfilled. The Nine of Cups is here. Everything you need and everything you want is happening right here, right now. So good. Love this. Great week. Huzzah! Leo, my goodness. Now, what's blocking you? Getting good financial advice. You're not going to get any good financial advice this week. So just keep that in mind and don't listen to anybody talking about money, okay? Doesn't matter. None of their business. Not happening. Stay out of my way. Three of Swords. Some information that is coming to you that will be empowering, of course. It's going to be like, it's going to be new information that's also about, oh, and once we're done here, we're going to go ahead and do that thing over there. Or, you know, once we get you dialed in here, we're going to move you over to the other building and we're going to wipe this one out. You're like, that's empowering information, but I don't know if I want this information. So it's a little questionable. It's blocking you for sure from feeling very comfortable as you move through. It's like a secret you're going to have to keep while you're the boss, okay? So I am now the boss who now knows that I'm only here for a short period of time until I get a different job. And then these guys are all either going to be disbanded or I have to train them up in just such a way so I can keep them myself. This is a big deal, okay? So keep it to yourself. Do not share what you know. It's nobody else's business right now. It's also a test to see if you can handle it. Can you handle having this information? If you can handle having the information and not share it with everybody, they're going to find you to be much more trustworthy. And this information may or may not be true, but it might be a test, right? Let's throw out a little fibberoonie. For some of you, you're going to be given a fib to see if you can hold it and keep it to yourself. And it'll be a big fib. But keep in mind you want to keep it to yourself because it may or it might not go through, right? So keep that in mind. The Eight of Cups is here also in the block department. You are not in a position to release anybody or walk away from anybody or just make things simpler personnel-wise. So you really want to figure out what's going on with the individual who's driving you crazy at work. Since you're the boss, get their backstory so that you can approach them from a new way, okay? See what you can do about making lemonade, all right? If you have to give them a new opportunity or new people to work with, well, do what you got to do. but at the same time, work it through, because you can't get rid of them, and they're there to stay for now. Solutions. What do we have for our solutions? This week, your solutions look like Seven of Pentacles. You definitely have enough money to take care of what you need to. Your budget is on point for what you got to do, and a little bit extra. Don't spend it if you don't have to. Keeping a little extra means that you can do other things. Maybe appreciate your people, which might help them want to help you more. Six of Pentacles is showing that sharing finances, being away, finding a way to, yeah, I love that. Appreciating your people. Find a way to appreciate your people in a new way. Remember that if your people aren't operating as a team, they may need to be reminded that they are a team. And one of the simplest ways to help people feel like they're a team is to give them all the same damn shirt, right? If everybody has a shirt that looks the same, they're a team, right? That's cool. And once they have a team shirt, they can start acting like a team, and you'll encourage them, you'll lift them up, you'll move them in the right direction. So this is good. I feel like whatever you're doing here, you might have this little bit of extra money, and you'll be able to do something with it to use it to help build team joy, team effort. You might want to help somebody out in a way. Be careful and cautious that you're not helping them out of helping themselves, right? We don't want to do charity work that makes people think that everything should just come off a tree, because that's not help at all. So be aware of that and know what that is for you and how you can be of service to somebody without taking away their power. This card here is talking about, after all this work is done, you're going to need a minute. You're going to just need a minute by yourself, okay? Don't be afraid to be the hermit. Don't be afraid to take a weekend off and say, look, I don't need any dates. I don't need any help. I don't need any people. I need a moment on my own to take care of whatever's going on. You're going to be processing all the information you've received, processing the successes you had, processing the being in charge and how you're handling this person. All the information, this big dumb information that you're trying really, really hard not to share with anybody. You might want to write it down on a piece of paper at home and then burn it, okay? Because if you let that information out, it will be bad. And we don't want that to go out, but we need it to get out of you in some way. Go into the forest and scream it at the top of your lungs. Release it somehow so that you can move forward knowing the information, but knowing that it's not something you can keep. It's straight out of a movie, I'm telling you right now. It feels straight out of a movie. Someone saying, oh yeah, we're going to have you come in here and do this thing, and then we're going to dismantle it and put it away. Blah. I was like, what? But I'm building a team. I'm building a team. They're like, So keep doing what you're doing. Keep building a team. Keep doing the right things. Because what's going to happen, I think, is they're going to see that you treat the people differently. They act differently. They become differently. Huge profits start happening because they are feeling good about who they are. They're feeling part of a team. And it's in a short period of time. You've only been given a short period of time to turn this thing around, and it's going to work because you're amazing. Okay? So good for you, Leo. I'm super excited for you. This is great. Okay? So let's go ahead and get a beautiful moon oracle card for you. That's the one. All right. All yours are quite peeky-outy, as opposed to some of the others. They usually hide. But no, you are having peeky-outy cards. Luminous. Whoa. Luminous. Glowing. Luminous. Light. This is about light emanating from you. People are attracted to you, Leo, for all the light that you bring into the situation. You're walking into a situation that has essentially got many flat tires and a broken wheel, and everyone's ready to trash the thing. You come in and you're like, hey, look at me and my backpack full of tires and a wheel. I got all the tools. I'm gonna make some stuff. I'm adding light to this. Let's get a new spray paint job on this deal. Come on, let's go. I'm going to put on some music. Let's do this. And you're like, wait, what? Ain't nobody seen anything like you, Leo. You just came in, you turned on a radio, everybody was less somber. All of a sudden, they're like, what is going on? And you are in a position now to light the place up in a beautiful, beautiful way. Your ways are what they needed the most. Treating each of the employees and other people like people and taking good care, showing a little interest, taking good care, but also being light, not cranky and scowly all the time. You could show up with a smile and it would freak them out in a good way. And by doing that and learning their names and being pleasant, everything is good, right? You're creating beautiful things and it's going to be awesome, okay? So this is very good news, and I love this for you. You're going to create some beautiful stuff here. This is going to be so cool. You could even get their names on their t-shirts. You start with name tags at the beginning, and then you collect all the name tags so that presto, you can get them t-shirts. Ha! They don't even realize you're about to do that with their name on it. And then they're a part of a team, and you know their name right away, and they belong, and they're a part of. It's a very good team building thing that people don't even realize. The simplest thing of a t-shirt with your name on it and the logo of the business. Huzzah! You've got a team. Presto! All right, beautiful. Of course, working together is another thing entirely, but you're changing the mood also with your luminescence. I love that. Luminous. Nice. What's your mystery card over here? All right. 4 of Cups. 4 of Cups, the foundation of your heart. Yes, you are doing it. You're building something beautiful that is a foundation. It is really heart-centered. You're coming at this whole situation from your heart, which is why it's working, okay? If you came at this thing from your wallet or you came at this thing from your ego, it wouldn't work. If you come at this thing from your body only, let's just grind it out. It's never going to work. You have to come at it from a place from your heart where you're like, hey, who are you? Why do you look, you've been downtrodden and beaten up for weeks and years. And then you change it. You make a different choice. And everybody goes, huh, what is up with that guy? What is up with that girl? What is going on? This is some crazy, crazy stuff. And in the end, Leo, you are just changing the game completely. So what a beautiful thing. The foundation of your heart is coming out. You're glowing. This place is becoming glowing, and the mood in the store is changed completely. And I can tell you the big boss is going to come in later and go, what happened in here? He doesn't get it. He's so surprised. He's like, we expected this to be a dead thing, but you brought like a bag of inner tubes and a spare tire. Presto changeo, that this dying beast is up off the ground and moving. Ta-da! Beautiful. Love you. Think you're awesome. Let's get some rocks, okay? I am so impressed, yes. What a beautiful thing. You're creating so much neatness. All right, black amethyst, blue apatite, and malachite. Ooh, malachite. Wahahaha. So, very cool. What I see with malachite is a 3rd chakra stone. Yes, it's green. Yes, it's full of many layers, and it is the roto-rooter. It is the one that drills down for the oil. It drills down for the really difficult stories we've told ourselves and pulls them up into the light so that we can get that abscess of nastiness out of ourselves, because when it hits the light, it burns and disappears. It vaporizes and disappears because it can't handle the light. But we have to reach down to get it, and we have to cleanse it and clear it and be gone and be done with it, because those old memories, feelings, and emotions that told us that we couldn't do this awesomeness or be this kind of an awesome person, that's just limiting and bullshit. Okay, so definitely drill down, let that stuff go. Anything that tells you you can't or couldn't or mightn't or shouldn't, it's all BS. Nobody needs that, so get rid of it. It's done. This stone here is a fourth chakra stone, and it's blue apatite, and it's all about using healing words. Like I said, you're going to get all the down low on what happened before this, so that when you talk to all of your employees, they're going to be like, oh, uh, uh, and be so surprised that you are showing interest in who they are, what they do, what is going on with them, how many kids do they have, da 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 da. You're going to ask all those questions, and you're going to take notes, and you're going to have like interest in them. That is something they've not ever had, because they're usually just a cog in the wheel, right? And that's not who they are now. You're going to give them names. You're going to make them feel seen and appreciated, and it's going to help, okay? They're going to be people who feel like people, and it's going to create a family vibe that hasn't been there before, and productivity is just going to skyrocket in a way that doesn't make sense to other folks, because they're going to feel good again. And that's nice, okay? And, haha, black amethyst. Yes, this weird little experience you're having here at this company, it might still be short-lived, but the fact remains, you're still having this experience. I want you to do what you can to document it, only for yourself, because the truth is, the black amethyst is going to show you that what you're doing now is changing. It's having a huge ripple. You remember the drop in the water that turns into a ripple? And then that ripple turns into a wave. And that wave turns into a tsunami that does things to the entire planet and changes the entire planet. And that is who you are. You are a person who puts little drops here, little drops here, little drops here, and lets everything just take off and do what it's going to do. Okay? I love this, Leo. You're going to make quite a splash, and I'm super excited to see what down the road comes of it, because you're changing lives, especially the lives of the people that you're now in charge of. And they're, even if this all goes through and they all get shit canned and whatever, they're going to leave here with a shirt with their name on it and a memory of this guy who helped them feel better about that place that they worked that felt like a dungeon before you walked in. Okay? So, good for you. I really appreciate that. That is huge, huge things to do. And it's a really, really nice thing that you're going to do. Okay? Good for you, Leo. What a week. My goodness. What a week you're having. Oh my goodness. So, by all means, I really am super stoked to see it for you. This is a lot, for sure, but you're up to the challenge, for sure. So, by all means, if you want to carry those rocks, I think they'll help. And if you don't want to carry those rocks, you can carry anything you want. And let me know what you're carrying, and I'll be there to support you no matter what you decide to carry. All right? And of course, if you have not liked, shared, and subscribed yet, it would really help my little channel grow. And I'm so close to 1,000 followers. I'm so excited. All right? Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. If you haven't looked in the description box, there's a lot of cool stuff down there. You'll find a calendar showing where I'll be across the United States, where you can come out to a Renaissance fair and get a reading in person from me, and that would be super fun. Or if you can't make it to the fair, I get it, and go ahead and there's a link down there where you can book private readings over the phone, and I'm here for you for that too. Okay? Thank you so much, and of course you'll always find the decks that you can get on Amazon or Etsy. All right? We'll see you next week when we're talking about the October 26th through November 1st, and I look forward to seeing you then. Thank you.